Hey, what's good everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Orphe, and today I want to show you 3 different ways to export your photos for Instagram from Photoshop. There are 3 different methods, but I have a favorite one, so please stick to the end so I can show you how I export to have all your images, not only for Instagram, but also for your website. All right, so let's jump right into it. All right, so we are in Photoshop 2025, and this is a session that I had, and let's just assume you are done editing all your stuff and now it's time for you to export. The first method will be to go to File and then choose Export, and then you go to Quick Export as JPEG. Now the thing is, before doing the quick export as JPEGs, you can change the preferences, which are the export preferences. So what I'm going to do is just click on Export Preferences, and now the quality, you can change the quality. So this will be the preferences for the quick export. So I'm going to put JPEG, and the quality goes from 1 to 7, 7 being the highest quality. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I can leave at 7. I'm going to show different ways. So what I do, it's going to ask where to export each time. This is what I prefer doing, because depending on the project, it really depends on where I want to send my file. Then I have quick export metadata. I always have my copyright and contact information, convert to sRGB. This will be a different topic, but I do all my sessions in ProPhoto and sometimes Adobe 1998, but most of the time for the color space, I prefer choosing ProPhoto. So what you're gonna have to do is convert to sRGB. And then you have export as location. So you have export assets to location of the current document, or export asset to the last location specified. So this is what I choose. Then I'm going to press OK. As you can see, we left the quality at 7. So I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to go back to File, to File, and then Export and Quick Export. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a Photoshop exports. So I'm going to call this is the name of the file. I'm just going to call this export as 7 web. 7 being, being the quality. So I'm just going to click on save. And if I go on my desktop, I'm going to see the quality. So now this is the size of the image. If I leave at, so you have 36 meg as the size of the image, and this is the photo. Let me just click so you can see. So this is the photo. If I put it side by side, you kind of have, it's clean, it's sRGB, so that's good. But it's too big for Instagram and also for the web, because if you put this on Instagram, what's going to happen, it's just that everything will be reduced. The quality will be reduced for Instagram. The next method, so we're still in the export as, so I'm just going to we're still in the export and quick export as JPEG. So now, let me cancel this. Now let me change the export preferences. I'll put it at 2. Let's just say 2. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to do export, quick export, and I'll just add this. Export, I'm going to put 3 because that was, I don't know if I put 2 or 3. I don't remember, but it's not a big deal. So I'll press save. I'm going on my desktop. Let me just close this. I'll just go on my desktop and 2. And the file size is 1.5 megabytes. and the resolution is 300. And for the web, it's still, for the web, I think it's a lot. It's a lot because all the screens, most of the time, all the screens, they read 72 pixels, 72 ppi. So I'm going to show you, please stick around. I'm going to show you how I export and how I prefer exporting. Although those methods are nice, although those methods are good, they still work for the web, but I'm going to show you my method at the end. All right. So this is the second option. So I'm going to compare between the two. So you have 2 and you have 7. 2, 7. There's no difference. It's just a question of size. You can probably put it at 1, I think, to have a lower file size. Now let's go to the method number 2. So what I do, it's go to File, and then go to Export, and then I'm going to choose Export As. Now, when you go to Export As, now the reason why you're seeing this weird color is simply because I work in Pro Photos. So what the computer sees, or what this export panel sees, is just all the colors being not wrong. Of course, it's wrong compared to what I had, but it's just a question of, just they're going to convert, like the program will convert my photos to the right color space. So now, since I'm about to export to sRGB, but it's still reading my Pro Photo file, so that's the little process. So that's the little problem, let's say, but it's not really a problem because at the end, the image will look the same. But if you work in sRGB as your color profile, it shouldn't be like this, all right? So the first thing you're gonna do, you still have the quality that you can change from 7 to 5, to 1 to 7. What am I saying? From 1 to 7, you can change also, because now you have different options. You can change also the size. As you can see, it's changing the image size. And then copyright, I'm going to keep copyright, and then convert to sRGB and embed color profile. So remember that you can change the quality here. You can change the quality. You can put it, like I said, to 2 or 3 or 7 if you want to. All right. So I'm just going to keep it at 3, and I'm going to call it Export As 3. All right, this is just for IG. Now back to Export As 3, and this is my photo. All right, so if I click this, those are all the 3 photos that I have exported. Now another method, so I called it the 2.5 method before getting to my third method, which is the method that I use to export for Instagram. So what you can do is just go to Export and Save for Web. So I'm going to click, which is the legacy. I think is also because that was not because it was the only way, or one of the ways they did back in the days to export your photos. So what I'm going to do, so let me make it bigger so you can see what's happening here. So I'm going to click on original, so you can have optimized 2UP. I don't know why they do that, but it's not really a big deal. So what I'm going to do, you can change the quality as well. So, but this time it goes from 0 to 100, and you can put maximum. You can have different qualities. So in this way, you have different options. You have not better option, but it's just you have options. But everything is still done automatically. So you have embed color profile, convert to sRGB. And you can change, you're going to have to test what it looks like in general. And you can change the percentage. I'm going to put 20%, for example, because I don't want my file to be too big, just because, you know, if I'm exporting for Instagram and also especially for the web, for my website, I just want to make sure that, you know, my website flows smoothly so it doesn't lag. So the smallest the size, the best it is for your website. So let me just, now I'm going to click save. I put it at 20%. I'll go to, so this is, I'm going to call it, I don't remember which one it was. Save for the web. Save for web. 20%. All right. Format image only. Default settings. All right. And I'm going to click on save. So for this one, as you can see, the file size is 522 kilobytes. The other one was 472, which was the export as. So if you export a file like this one, this will flow, like your website will go smoothly, but also you can, Instagram doesn't have a lot of space to convert your file in a way that it reduces the quality, especially when people shoot on gray backgrounds and stuff like that. So this will be one of the ways. So now we're going to go to the last method, which is, I mean, this is a bonus. This is a third method, like the fourth method. And this is how I export. There's a lot of steps, but I created an action for it to go smoothly. And if you don't know how to create actions, you can just watch my videos on actions. So let me show you how I export. What I do, first of all, I'll go to image and then I'll go to duplicate. And when I duplicate, I'm just going to call it web. And what it does, it creates a different file. All right. And then I can select all of this and press Command Shift E. So it flattens my image. And when my image is flattened, what I do, since I work in Pro Photo, what I do, I go to Edit and go to Convert to Profile. And then from Pro Photo, change the color space to sRGB. So you have different types, but sRGB is the one that it's read by all these computers and smartphones and the web. It's sRGB. So I'm going to click on OK. Once everything is done, I'm going to image 8-bit because I edit my photos in 16-bit. And those are although it takes a lot of steps, but I feel like this is more precise. So what I do, like I said, go to image mode and you change back to 8-bit because I work in 16-bit. And now the other thing that I do is just I go to image size. And now this is where I change my resolution because everything works on the web at 72 ppi. When you want to print your photos, you go to 300 ppi. For printing, for better precision, for definition, for resolution. But for the web, it's just 72 ppi. So what I do, I just put 72 ppi. And then I can choose preserve details in there, or reduction. This is when I reduce because I reduced the resolution, and then I'm going to click OK. As you can see, the file diminished. So I'm going to press Command 0, and then I'm going to just click Command S or just save. And then I'm going to go on your computer instead of saving it on the cloud. So I'll just call it web. This is how I called it. And now you have different formats. You have different options. And I'm just going to click on JPEG. And once it's done, I'm going to click on save. You're going to have a different slider that you can even change the quality even more and reduce your size even more. All right. So I'm going to put at 10 maximum, and I'm going to see. So what I love is just that you see the preview, the size that you're going to have at the end. This, when I click OK, I'm going to go, and it went directly on my thing. So that's the size that I just created. It's 72 ppi. It's 72 ppi. You have all the information on your file just for you one day if you want to go back. You have all the metadata. You have everything in here. So I feel like this is the reason why I use these methods, although it might seem long, but I just feel this is the way to have more control on my file and how I export and how it's viewed on the web, especially for my website. All right, let me know what you think, which method you liked, and write them in the comment. All right, and don't forget to subscribe. You already know, it's your boy Orphe the Mint Baby. I'm out. Cheers.